Hey, my YouTube friends, let's talk about the Gabby Petito case. 22-year-old Gabby Petito was reported missing on September 11th of this year after her family had been unable to get in touch with her. Now, Gabby and her fiance, Brian Laundrie, they set out to travel the country in Gabby's Ford Transit van in June of 2021. From Florida, they planned to visit state parks and travel the West Coast. Gabby, she was really excited for the travel. She shared her travel on social media, documented it. Now, Gabby was regularly in touch with her family, but the contact abruptly stopped at the end of August. So here's what we know from the information that has been released. On August the 12th, Gabby and Brian, they had an encounter with Utah police. Now, officers on scene, they described this as a couple's altercation, and we can see this on the released body cam footage of the couple. The officers suggested that Gabby and Brian separate for the night. Gabby got the van, and the officer drove Brian to a local hotel. The officer stated that after evaluating the situation, he believed it was more of a mental health crisis and not a domestic assault, and no charges were filed. And if you guys have viewed the body cam footage, you remember Brian had some scratches on him from Gabby, but nonetheless, no charges were filed, and they were advised to separate for the night. And again, Gabby received the van that they were traveling in, and Brian was taken to a local hotel by one of the officers. Now, let's take a look at the timeline. On August 24th, Gabby FaceTimed with her mom, and she told her mom that they were leaving Utah and they were heading to Teton Range in Wyoming. On August 25th, there were several texts between Gabby and her mom, and Gabby's mom said that she believes that they were still in the Teton, Wyoming area on this date. On August the 27th, there were more texts between Gabby and her mom, and again, her mom says that she believed that Gabby was still in the Teton, Wyoming area. On August 30th, her family receives their last text from Gabby's phone, and her family are saying that they doubt that Gabby actually wrote this text herself, and the text message read, quote, "No service in Yosemite," unquote. So again, for some reason, Gabby's family is thinking that Gabby did not send this text to them. I guess it's just maybe not her writing style. And of course, they would know. And I've also heard the same thing about Gabby's last Instagram post, that it's doubtful that was actually her that posted. Again, I don't know if it were one way or the other, but that's rumor that is going around. And we'll continue to the timeline. On September the 1st, Brian returns to his and Gabby's home in Northport, Florida, and they do share the home with Brian's parents, but Gabby was not with him. On September the 11th, after not being able to get in touch with Gabby's family, who live in New York, they reported Gabby missing that evening to the Suffolk County, New York Police Department. The Northport authorities in Florida, they went to Brian and Gabby's home on that evening asking to speak to Brian, but they were handed information for Brian's attorney. So right from the get-go, right from the start, Brian is not speaking with law enforcement. Instead, he lawyered up, and they were given information, I guess with any questions, to call Brian's attorney. So of course, the family, I think it was around September 16th, a letter was read, and Abby's family, they were just pleading for Brian to help find their daughter. They said, quote, "Please, if you or your family have any decency left, please tell us where Gabby is located. Tell us if we are even looking in the right place. All we want is for Gabby to come home. Please help us make that happen." So at this point, they're pleading for some help, and yet nothing. September 17th, and this is several days of Gabby's family and the police pleading with Brian and his family to cooperate in the investigation. Brian's family requests the police to come out to their home, where they told them that they have not seen Brian since Tuesday. So it seems at this point Brian has just went missing, according to his family. The Laundrie family attorney, he said that the whereabouts of Brian are currently unknown. The FBI was at the residence, Brian's residence, removing property to try to assist in locating Brian. So as of now, the FBI is looking for both Gabby and Brian. Now, Gabby Petito, she's white. She's about 5 feet 5 inches tall, 110 pounds. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, and several tattoos, including one on her finger and one on her forearm that reads "Let It Be." The FBI has asked anyone with any information to call 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-225-5324. And what do you guys think about this whole case? You know, now Brian's missing, so not only Gabby's missing, Brian's missing. You know, I'm of course think Brian has something to do with Gabby's disappearance. Who goes 10 days, you know, and drives from back home without their fiance and then waits 10 days and still doesn't report their fiance missing? Let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you all for watching.